Good time of day, guys. My name is Godzi, and welcome back to another episode of Higurashi When They Cry, Ch.8 Matsuribayashi. Last episode, we completed all the fragments, had our final discussion about Sotsu, which I will probably not talk about. Again, I don't really have much more to say on it. Probably, yeah, unless they do anything more beyond that. I'm not gonna have more Sotsu discussions in this series, but if you want my thoughts on anything, feel free to leave a comment. Just being like, hey, thought of something that I'd want your take on, and yeah, I'll respond. Just mark it as Sotsu spoilers, and all is well there. But yeah, we got some Akasaka stuff last episode, saw him beat the shit out of some people. I guess he's a fucking Yakuza character now, except not. I've never played Yakuza. I'm talking out of my ass here. Let's just read, I guess. Okay. Akasaka was training inside a dark dojo filled with the smell of sweat and mold. The dojo was located in the middle of downtown, in a small building. It wasn't that big, and they weren't that well equipped either. It certainly didn't look like a dojo where a person as skilled as Akasaka would train. There were only 3 or 4 students there, including Akasaka. But this was the dojo he picked. To Akasaka, karate was certainly a weapon for crushing his enemies, but now he was seeking something further from it. To achieve his goal, a dojo with many young students having actual physical lessons wouldn't work. He had gone to so many different dojos, and this was the one he finally settled on. Every time Akasaka punched a sandbag, the heavy thud of his punch and the clang of the sandbag's chain would echo. He wasn't just punching blindly. He thought first, developed those thoughts, and then punch! It was more of a deep and low vibration than a proper sound. Drops of sweat scattered, and the dust welled up in the air. It was a perfect blow embodying the concept of one strike, one kill. But he wasn't satisfied. He closed his eyes, controlled his breathing as if trying to hear the cry of cicadas, then he punched again. From a beginner's perspective, it looked like he was taking breaks between each. The other students training on their own would glance over and sense a fearsome respect at his focused blows. I heard Akasaka-san works at the police department. Really? If someone like him is a police officer, I don't want to do anything bad. Still, his concentration sure is amazing. He never gets tired. On his days off, Akasaka came to the dojo in the early morning, and he silently trained all day. His training was no longer physical, but mental. The other students were already aware that his continuous concentration was the secret of his strength. However, that was easier said than done. As long as a person lives, they are bound by countless ties and idle thoughts. For a person to submit all his will into such singular focus is more like trying to attain enlightenment than something in the realm of martial arts. Man has tried many different methods to achieve such enlightenment. And what we've learned is that there is no one way to reach it. And the path one takes can reach it if mastered. Karate is what Akasaka chose. The rumors say that his wife is dead. Supposedly he does karate to forget about that. Really? That's different from what I heard. I heard he couldn't save a girl on the job, leading him to realize his weaknesses or something like that. Hey, I can hear you. Quit talking about other people and train. Yes, sir! There was a small beeping noise. Somebody's watch was letting them know it was noon. Akasaka-san, we're going to get some lunch. Can we get you something too? Sure. I don't care what you get. Thanks. Akasaka was more pleased to be alone in the dojo than to have anyone bring him lunch. When they left, silence filled the building. Shit. My focus dissipated because they were talking about me. But if that happened because of that bit of small talk, that meant he had much more training to do. He had to train much harder if he wanted to achieve enlightenment. He focused again and started to punch the sandbag, but the sound was a lot lighter than before. and obviously the strength in his fist was no longer there. Realizing that he needed to take a break, Akasaka pulled out a towel from his bag and sat down. The sound of cicadas soaked into his body. The windows were open, but there was no breeze coming in. Still, he could feel the cool air, if just a little. Just as they said, the reason Akasaka started karate was because of Yukie's death. Of course, losing against a suspect in that kidnapping incident was one reason too. But more than that, the pain from Yukie's death was what made him start. Yukie fell down the stairs at the hospital and died while he was on a business trip in Shishibone. He couldn't get rid of that depression, so he started learning karate. But in June 1983, when the great Hinamizawa disaster occurred, he realized something very important. A girl had predicted Yukie's death, and in return, she wanted him to help her. Yukie's death was an accident. He could have told himself that there was nothing he could have done. But as for the girl, Rika Furude's death was different. She knew about her own death 5 years prior. When the disaster occurred, he remembered Oishi and called him to make sure he was okay. Then found out about everything. When he was caught up, he fell into despair. Rika Furude was the turning point in his life. If he had believed what she predicted and did something about it, maybe Yukie wouldn't have had to fall down the stairs. He took the oath to serve the public as a police officer, yet he didn't even notice the plea for help from a little girl. He shoved aside a conspiracy surrounding her until it was too late. He had 5 years to do something about it, but he didn't do anything, and she died. Visiting Hinamizawa for the kidnapping case of the minister's grandson was definitely the turning point in his life. If he had only listened to what that girl said, Yukie would have never died, and he could have been there to help Rika Furude. Those two things continued to haunt him. The investigation into the series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa that he heard about from Oishi was put on indefinite hiatus because of the disaster. But it was apparent to both of them that there was some conspiracy behind it all. To challenge such things, he needed all the strength and experience that he could muster. He was devoting himself to gain such strength, but it was too late. Everything had already ended. While he was stuck in this dilemma, the dojo instructor admonished him. There's nothing one can do about what's already done. So in that case, the only thing he can do is train diligently so that if the same thing is to happen again, he will be able to save a person in need. It's all too late. Everything is already over. Yukie died in an accident, Hinamizawa was destroyed in the gas disaster, and Rika-chan was murdered as her intestines were ripped out while she was alive. Shit! I was too obsessed with Yukie's death and couldn't hear the girl's pleas for help. No. If I had listened to her, I could have prevented Yukie's accident too. Damn it. Damn it! Shit! That's a dojo shrine thingy? As Akasaka clutched his hair and looked up, he noticed a small shrine overhead that protected the dojo. Yeah, I was right, woohoo. Akasaka respected both Shinto and Buddhism, but he had never thought of praying to gods in times of despair. But for the first time, he felt like praying for help. If it was something he was capable of doing himself, he would never even consider praying. But as it was something he couldn't resolve on his own, he prayed. It was a very selfish wish. If his wish were to come true, everyone in the whole world would wish for the same thing. Please. Please give me another chance to go back to that time. I swear that this time, I will save the both of them! At that moment, Akasaka's body suddenly felt very light. Oh, okay. No, it was more like he was losing balance, as if he was fainting. Perhaps it was because he shouted so loudly after training, and his brain was lacking in oxygen. but he couldn't take his eyes off of the shrine.
Thank you, Akasaka. We needed your thoughts.
Was this a hallucination? Akasaka felt like a stranger was talking to him.
We must wish for a miracle. And you must wish for a miracle too. Otherwise, a miracle will never occur. Unless everyone wishes for a miracle, it won't occur. Unless both sides reach out, their hands won't meet in the middle.
He didn't know what she was trying to say, but somehow he felt like he couldn't miss a single word of it. He felt like it was something very, very important.
Akasaka, if you wish for it, I'll grant you this miracle. And it'll be a miracle for us too. Joining these broken fragments will give us the chance to create an even greater fragment. Your resolve on its own may greatly influence everyone's fates and intentions.
Can you turn back time to that day?
No, I can't do that. The only thing I can do is to let you notice. To let you notice that things you can't learn from one fragment, you can learn from others. So all you have to do is return this broken fragment to where it belongs. That's a big miracle itself. Although, you probably won't even notice it.
Thank you, Akasaka. Thank you for remembering me. I don't even know how much time I've spent asking you for help. But finally, it reached you. So I'll say it one more time. Please help me. No. Please help us. Okay. I forget how long last episode was, but if it was 50-ish minutes, I could have fit this in there, but oh well. So, where are we going? Bitch! Why are we here? What? Why are we back at connecting fragments? Oh, wait. What? A fragment? That's where I was. Do I need to click on that? This piece is the only one that's so distorted. This is because it's from long before. No. Was I supposed to click on Matsuribayashi then? Since it's shattered now? Let's try that. Okay. It was long. It really was long. Are you okay? Is your spirit still alive? Do we have all the pieces we want lined up on the game board? Is this everything we have that can go up against Takano and her minions in the Game of Fate in the June of 1983? I think, maybe, we have everything. And last but not least, Hanyuu, it's you. The time you have left to be a piece is limited, but that doesn't mean you can't show up in the game. Shall we begin? I've put in hundreds of years just for this moment. Okay. No, that was certainly different. So now are we done with the fragments? Yep. Oh, achievement unlocked. It's all coming together. Yay! Someone once suggested that believing is like placing a bet with coins of hope. In other words, believing means taking a risk. You gain something if you win, but you lose something if you fail. As with any gamble, we try to make sure we win and then bet a coin. But as with any gamble, there's no guarantee of victory. Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. And that's how you increase the number of coins you have. But if you keep losing, you don't want to continue gambling. It's then that you realize that if you don't gamble, you don't have to lose anything. Not gambling on anything is the same as not believing in anything. Not believing in anything is the same as not involving yourself in anything. And not involving yourself in anything is the same as not existing. Therefore, she didn't exist. The one coin she had in her heart was the last one. If she lost it, she'd disappear. That was why she was hesitating to make a bet. She had been running, trying not to get involved in any type of match, because she was afraid of betting it by accident. But just like in a game of poker, she could lose her coin by folding. She tried not to lose her last coin, but that meant she was going to lose it eventually anyway. There was something she didn't know. Actually, I didn't know it at the time either. The more coins I bet into the pool, the higher our chances of winning this game. In other words, the more frightened we are, the more we'll keep losing the game before us. It's just like carrying a portable shrine. It's impossible to carry such a heavy thing by oneself. But when people put their strength together, they can lift it easily. There's a clear borderline between too heavy to lift and easily lifted. It's just like how the balance on a scale tips with just a little weight. The big, heavy shrine before us couldn't be lifted. Everyone tried their hardest to raise it, but couldn't. I didn't help because I was sure it couldn't budge. I don't participate in games I know I can't win. So I didn't bet my coin. But that was wrong of me. Maybe the portable shrine could have been lifted if I joined. For the longest time, I'd been pretending to be a bystander. I always thought I was just there to find out if my coin was worth betting or not. But that was wrong. I'm not just an onlooker, nor should I be a bystander. I should have participated. The game I've been facing doesn't look like a game I can win. It doesn't look like a game that's worth betting on. But by betting on it, or by participating in it, or by believing in it, the outcome might change. To gamble on something is the same as to believe in something. To believe in something is the same as to be involved in something. To be involved in something is the same as to exist. Therefore, she existed. Okay. Escuela. Time for the actual technical start of Matsuribayashi then, right? That was all just the prologue, technically, right? So we still technically have a whole chapter to go through now, don't we? Well, shit. Here we go.
Okay, everyone. Homeroom is starting. No more chit-chatting. Class rep, go ahead.
All rise. Bow. Good morning. Sit down. Rattle, rattle, rattle. Rada, rada, haha. It's an ordinary morning. The only difference is that it started a little later than usual. Chie-sensei normally arrives in the classroom right away, but she's a little late today. Why was she late for homeroom? The rumors were already stirring about the classroom before she arrived. Chie-sensei gave a cue, and a girl peeked in the room timidly. Is this... Yup, it is. I knew it. I knew that this happened in this chapter at some point.
Hello. This is a new student, Hanyuu Furude-san. She's going to be joining us starting today.
Wow! The voices of welcome, delight, and surprise all mixed together and filled the classroom.
Furude? Is she related to Rika-chan? Yes, she is. She's my distant relative. My, that's quite a surprise even to me. I was uninformed that Rika had relatives.
Well, technically. Hey, this old man didn't know either. Well, the three families are rather complicated. I wouldn't be surprised if I had distant relatives myself.
But she sure does look related to Rika-chan. What a cutie.
Okay.
Ow.
All my classmates had gotten excited. The new girl looked rather intimidated by it all. Rika-chan is rather carefree, but this Hanyuu seems the complete opposite. She's more like a shy woodland animal. The exact type that Rena loves. Look, see? Rena's ready to swallow her whole.
Okay, Hanyuu-san, please introduce yourself. Settle down, everyone. Go ahead, Hanyuu-san.
Chie-sensei left the podium and encouraged Hanyuu to take over. The even greater pressure of silence left her standing there timidly for a little bit. Well, that's understandable. It's very nerve-wracking to watch, though.
Hello, I'm Hanyuu Furude. I'm Rika's relative. Meep. She's my relative. Please be nice to her.
Rika-chan can tell that she's too nervous to introduce herself. She's right to break the silence. Pressuring her like that isn't fair. Which is why I decided to make it more lively.
You're called Furude, just like Rika-chan, huh? Now we have 2 Furudes in this class. Then how about we call her Hanyuu-san? If we call her Furude-san, Rika might think we're addressing her, don't you think?
We generally call each other by our first names here. She's one of us starting today, so we should call her by her first name too. Okay, it's decided. We'll call you Hanyuu. I'm Mion Sonozaki, the class president. Call me Mion, okay?
I am Satoko Hojo. Very pleased to meet you, Hanyuu-san.
I'm Daiki Tomita. My parents run a tofu shop. Please come by anytime. I'm Suguru Okamura. Please ask me if you don't know anything.
Hello. Let's be friends, okay? What grade are you in?
Our classmates fell over each other to introduce themselves. Everyone tried to get her to remember their names so they could be friends. A friendly atmosphere swelled in the room. I've only just transferred recently myself, but this is exactly how it was on my first day too. I remember how nervous I was and how much I appreciated this as a result. I know more than anyone how nerve-wracking it is to be a new student. I should look after her. I'm assuming we're in Keiichi's perspective, but he has said jack shit.
I agree. We'll have to help her blend into the class quickly.
There we go. Right, you were a new student last year, huh? Were you nervous on your first day too?
Yep, but Mi-chan and the others were so nice to me that I got used to the class pretty quickly.
Well, yeah. To welcome a newcomer to the village is one of the 3 families' important duties. You only mention the 3 families when it suits your purposes. But it's true that you all helped me get used to such a different environment. In that case, doesn't that mean it's your turn to look after her, Kei-chan? Yeah, I thought so too. Rena was a new student, but she looked after me when I got here. So it's my turn to look after the next new student. A new student always dramatically changes the atmosphere of a class. Even my attitude has changed. We decide to gather around Hanyuu during lunch break. Okay. Okay! Remember, you can only ask Hanyuu 1 question each, okay? Why don't we ask her some personal questions so we get to know her better? Let's see, who will be the first to go?
What is your favorite food? I like sweets. My favorite kind are cream puffs. Oh, that's wonderful. I love cream puffs too. There's a very good sweets shop in Okinomiya. I'll take you there sometime.
Okay, boys, did you hear all that? I only just realized how much taller she is compared to Satoko and Rika. She's almost Mion's height. If you want Hanyuu to like you, get her some cream puffs, okay? Not the cheap ones, though. Get her something expensive. Unless that's just how these sprites were made. Like, let's see. Who's next? If there's no one else, I'll ask what color her underwear is today. Great.
Ow.
Everyone kept asking Hanyuu questions, and she looked all panicky again. I guess this is like a traditional ceremony for a new student. Although they never asked Keiichi... they never asked me what color my underwear was. I remember this is exactly how my first day went. Never mind, apparently they did. Mion and Satoko seem amused, so it must be the same for them too. I noticed Rena watching the scene before her with a distant look in her eyes. She's probably remembering her first day too. Are you recalling what it was like?
Yeah.
Were you thinking about something else? You aren't thinking about taking Hanyuu home, are you?
No way. I'm not thinking that since Hanyuu-chan likes cream puffs, and since I have some good cream puffs at home that she should come over or anything like that. I'm taking her home with me.
If she doesn't come to school tomorrow, it'll be your fault, Rena.
That's mean.
As we watched Hanyuu and our classmates have fun... Ah! I dropped the fucking collarbone that I'm fiddling with. It's plastic, by the way. If it was actual bone, it would not sound like that when I drop it. As we watched Hanyuu and our classmates have fun, Rena and I laugh together. I decorate my room for Halloween. That's why I have a plastic collarbone. There's femurs, a skull, spinal column somewhere. I think that I put that on my game shelf. I can't tell because the curtain's in the way. Whatever.
Hey, Keiichi-kun. This sure is great, huh?
Yeah, it is. It's great to meet a new classmate.
No, not that. I mean, I think I've seen her a few times before.
Hanyuu? Maybe you saw her when she and her family came to look at the area before they moved here. You sure have a good memory, Rena.
No, it's not like that. Hanyuu-chan has been here for a long time. She's been right beside us all the while, watching us play together. For ages now.
Okay.
Huh? Is it just me? Didn't you notice Keiichi-kun?
No, I haven't seen her before. So are you saying that you've met her before, Rena? From what I can see, this is the first time Mion and Satoko have met Hanyuu. If she's been that close to us like Rena said, it's impossible that none of us would remember her. Are you sure? Besides, Hanyuu's a transfer student. She couldn't have been here in this village that often.
Do you think so? I swear I've seen her pretty often.
It's your imagination. Even Hanyuu just said she was living far away before she moved here.
But I've seen her before. How?
Rena looked like she was trying to remember more. It's probably one of those deja vu experiences. Although it is the first time you see something, it feels like you've seen it before. Oh well, just forget about it. She's here now, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. She always seems so eager to join us. So I'm glad that she's one of us now.
Rena smiled with tears in her eyes. When I looked over at her, Rika-chan was wearing the same expression. It made no sense to me why those two looked that way. But as soon as Satoko came over and pulled a prank on me, I forgot all about it. What, off the cuff? Then I threw her out the window. Why was there glass shattering in that? Whatever. See you later! These are the words that signal the best time of the school day. The end of it, so therefore not school. As soon as the last period ended, my classmates ran out of the room. Hanyuu was popular all day today. She's Rika-chan's age, so all the lower grade students gathered around her. Older students like me and Mion didn't have a chance to get close to her. Well, I'm sure they'd rather have a new student who's their age than a scary-looking older guy.
That's right. You looked so scary at first, Keiichi-kun. It was probably because you were nervous.
Hey, that's mean! I was trying to be friendly so I could get along with the class.
You were far from friendly. You slapped me upside the head on your first day, Keiichi-san, don't you recall?
That's because of how I was treated on my very first day. There was a thumbtack on the seat of my chair and even a frog in my desk. Although the frog was kinda cool. We're friends now. His name is Gerald.
We heard there was a new student in the teacher's office, so we went to take a peek. We saw you there, and you looked so nervous that Satsuko must have thought she had to do something to help you relax. Oh, as your elder, I was being considerate, you see?
You are 10. That's impossible. Although that blackboard eraser trap sure did help to ease my tension. But Satsuko will be so pleased with herself if I tell her that, so I'll never admit it.
Hanyuu-chan must have gone home with everyone else. I'm sure she's still popular even after school.
Still, your first day at a new school is always really exhausting. I'm sure she'll sleep very well tonight.
I'm quite sure too.
Okay, everyone. It's been a while since I've been busy with work quite a bit lately. It's time for a club meeting! Oh boy.
I've been waiting for this. It's been so long that I've gotten rusty. Me. I've been bored because I haven't rubbed the loser's head in a while. I won't lose. I won't be holding back just because it's been a while.
You sure have pent-up frustrations, huh? Great. That makes things even more interesting. Everyone's motivated, huh? You better watch out. I'm in top form today. Mion, you're going to wish you went to work instead. Mion's had to work quite a bit lately because her uncle's shop is short on staff. So we haven't done any club activities for a long while. For us, club activities are the main reason we come to school. In a way, we live for these few hours after school. If there are no club activities, there's no point in coming here at all. So it only makes sense for us to be excited about getting to have a meeting again. I guess none of us will be satisfied with an ordinary game. What should we play? Mion looked into the club locker. I'm always curious about what's in that locker and how much of it there is. I swear there's more in there than it can realistically hold. Why the fuck do I have a Discord notification? I actually don't care. Just then, we heard the door open.
Oh? Hanyuu-chan? Hello? What are you doing here? Did you forget something?
I thought she had already gone home. Did she forget her lunchbox or something? It's not that big a deal to forget a textbook, but you can't forget a lunchbox.
Ow.
Hanyuu, what is it? Are you looking for something? Hanyuu looked at us apologetically. What is it? Are we in the way? She kept staring at us timidly. Are we sitting in Hanyuu's seat? No, that's not it.
What is it, Hanyuu-chan? Can we help you? Can we?
She's even taller than Rena, Jesus.
Ow.
Rena talked to her, but there was no communication to be had. Almost like trying to have a conversation with a stray cat. What is this? Hanyuu was fixated on something. I followed her gaze and found Rika-chan. Hanyuu's apologetic gaze was directed at Rika-chan.
Meep. Ow. I won't say anything. If you want it, you need to say it yourself, Hanyuu. Ow.
Okay. With that, I finally figured it out. Hanyuu wanted to say something, but she didn't know how to say it, so she wanted Rika-chan to say it for her. But Rika-chan told her to say it herself. In other words, we need to listen to what Hanyuu has to say. Wow, great deduction. We patiently waited for Hanyuu to speak up. But when I think about what happened this morning, I realize this kind of silence makes her even more nervous. Rena, noticing that, talked to her in a sweet tone of voice.
What is it, Hanyuu-chan? Can you tell me? I'll help you. Ow. What is it? Can you say it one more time? Ow, 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 ow. Eh?
Rena raised her voice. What? What this old man know too? What is it?
Are you sure? What could it be? Please share it with us all. Well, I want to join your club.
Ah! Hanyuu said it loudly as if to shake off her embarrassment. Now that's a surprise. Where did you hear about us?
Ow. I want to join your club. Very good. You did a great job. Clap, clap, clap.
Rika-chan must have known that Hanyuu wanted to join the club all along. Mion folded her arms with a smile and stared at Hanyuu as if appraising her. Appraising her? I can't fucking speak! I choke on my own words! Needless to say, Hanyuu was intimidated. You're awfully reckless, jumping into mortal peril by choice. But our club isn't just any old club. Only a select few are allowed to join, and that's only after passing a gruesome trial. Just because you want to join doesn't mean you can, you know?
Look, Hanyuu-chan, Mi-chan's club might look fun, but, you know, it's not that easy. I already know that. You have to win, otherwise you don't know what might happen. Are you sure you're aware of that? No, I won't lose. Besides...
Hanyuu swallowed once and said what was on her mind. Sounded like a big thing to say for her, as though it had a much deeper meaning.
I used to hate to lose, so I always ran away from every game. But running away is even worse than losing. I can win only if I continue to fight, despite the pain of failure. That's something I've learned. Hanyuu.
When Mion realized that, although she looks timid, Hanyuu was actually very courageous, she grinned. Looks like she's grown fond of her. Well, we're in a different perspective now. I have sprites! She's got guts! How about it, Mion? Why don't we let her try, huh? Let her take the entrance exam. It usually takes more than a few weeks to determine if one is even qualified to take the exam. Yet she wants to take it on her first day. What should I do? Mion pretended to be stubborn, but in reality, she was simply playing with her. If she actually didn't want her to join, she would have refused her right away. Of course, if Hanyuu was bothered by this kind of intimidation, she wouldn't be able to survive in this club. Just like Rena and Satoko said, our club is relentless. Why the fuck do I need a Windows update? Winning should be your utmost goal. Always aim for first place. And if you come in last, you will wish you were never born.
Ow. I'll do my best. The punishment for losing is actually kind of fun too.
Only you would think that, Rena. Hanyuu-chan, you've been watching the whole time, huh? You've been wanting to join for the longest time, huh? I got the feeling that Rena had just mumbled something like that. What, are we back in Keiichi's perspective? What? Come on, Mion, let her try. I got in by going through that too, you know?
Quite true. Let us see what Hanyuu-san is made of. Have fun, Hanyuu-chan. I won't hold back, okay?
I guess it must be Rika then. I don't know why she called her Hanyuu-chan, but whatever.
I won't hold back either.
What? So we're in Mion's now? What? Or a third person? A third person narrator who calls Hanyuu-chan? Why am I getting confused? Is there someone else here? Is there a character I'm forgetting about? Were my memories erased as to the existence of another character in the main group, or is Shion outside the window?
I'll only give you my best, Hanyuu. Ow.
What? Whose perspective are we in? Very well. Hanyuu Furude, you're on. You're allowed to take the entrance exam. I mean, unless we just shifted to third person. Okay then. We'll have to choose a game that Hanyuu knows how to play. What would be good? Oh! What about this? Mion threw a deck of cards onto the desk. Does this mean? We'll play a game that everyone knows. How about Old Maid?
That's fine.
Here she goes. This is exactly what I had to endure when I went through this entrance exam. This is the marked tile deck. So we are in Keiichi's perspective, what? But he just has sprites? Huh?
Oh, that's a very enthusiastic response. However, our club's version of Old Maid is a little different, no?
Most of the cards have scratches on the back, so by memorizing the scratches, you can tell what card it is. In other words, the more you've played this game, the better you are at it. This is simply our way of being mean to newcomers.
Hanyuu-chan, you can do it. This is a trial. Go for it. Yay.
This sure brings back memories. I had to go through this too. It just happened recently, but I still feel so nostalgic. I guess we're just in Keiichi's perspective, but he has sprites. Yeah. However, that doesn't mean I'll go easy on you. Just like how merciless they all were when I did the exam, I'll put everything I've got into this. Right, everyone?
Prepare yourself, Hanyuu-san.
Here we go. If you want to join, let us see what you've got.
Roger.
Oh boy. I'll call your hand from the right, okay? Ace, 3, 4, 7, Jack, and Queen.
It's too late to hide now. Ow. Sorry, Hanyuu-chan. This is the Ace of Spades, right? I'm out.
Do you get it, Hanyuu? This is the entrance exam for our club!
Meep. Keiichi is putting his leftover gludge from his own entrance exam into this game.
Come on, Kei-chan. Are you sure you should be saying things like that? Hanyuu, take Kei-chan's card on the right. That's what you need to win.
I'm done.
What? That's not fair! Okay, I'm dead serious now. How dare you make me mad? Hanyuu, do you want to go home on a leash wearing shorts with a tail on them on your first day?
My. I think you would look better in them, Keiichi-san. Yes. And I'm going to take him home with me. I'll make him do that punishment.
That's a great idea. I'm in too. Hey, you guys! Why are you picking on me, huh? Fine then! I'm going to make all of you do it! Then he threw Satoko out the window again. Beep! Was that a real beep or in the game? It sounded like the fucking beep from the Borderlands car. Beep! God, I missed that fucking thing. Alright, well, I guess we're gonna end this episode here. We're like 45 minutes in, but, you know, that's just how it goes sometimes. So, yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode, guys. If you liked it, then be sure to press the like button. And if you didn't like it, then fuck you too. Remember to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all my videos and stuff. And as always, my name is Godzi, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye! Yeah.